Hello everyone, here we study the concept of non-linear interpolation. As you know that a linear interpolant ensures that equal steps in the parameter t give rise to equal steps in the interpolated values. It is often required that equal steps in t give rise to unequal steps in the interpolated values. It can be achieved by trigonometric functions or polynomials. So, in nonlinear interpolation, we study trigonometric interpolation and cubic interpolation. So, here we start with the trigonometric interpolation. We know the identity sin square of t plus cos square of t is equal to 1. The terms must sum to 1. In linear interpolation, the value of t parameter lies between 0 and 1. Now, in a trigonometric interpolation, the value of a t parameter lies between 0 and pi by 2. So what happened? The cos square of t varies between 1 and 0 and the sin square of t varies between 0 and 1. So the result can be used to modify two interpolated values n1 and n2 as given below. N is equal to n1 cos square of t plus n2 sin square of t, and the value of a t parameter lies between 0 and pi by 2. So here we first find out the curve for n is equal to cos square of t and n is equal to sin square of t. So for that we first draw a table. So look at this table. Here we first determine the values for the t parameter. So 0, pi by 6, pi by 4, pi by 3 and pi by 2, these are the values. Pi by 6 means 30 degree, pi by 4 means 45, pi by 3 means 60 degree and pi by 2 means 90 degree. So by considering these values, we find the answer for n is equal to cos square of t and n is equal to sin square of t. Now put the value of t as a 0. Then cos square of 0 is equal to 1. Put the value of t as a pi by 6. Pi by 6 means 30 degree. Cos of 30 degree is root of 3 by 2. Now cos square of 30 degree means 3 by 4 and the value of 3 by 4 is 0.75. Similarly, we put t is equal to pi by 4, then the value of cos square of 45 degree is equal to 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5 here. Cos square of 30 degree, that means cos of 30 is 1 upon 2 and cos square of 30 means 1 by 4. So value of 1 by 4 is 0.25. Cos square of 90 degree is 0 here. Similarly, find the values for n is equal to sin square of t. Here on the x-axis, we indicate the values for the t parameter, and the values for t parameters are 0, pi by 6, pi by 4, pi by 3 and pi by 2. Similarly, on the y-axis, we indicate the values for n. So values for n in our table are like this. That means the values are 0.25, 0.50, 0.75 and 1. So here we indicate the values for n parameter. Now we draw the curve cos square of t and sin square of t here. So first start with n is equal to cos square of t. When t is equal to 0, the value of cos square of t is 1. So locate the point here. Now after that, cos square of pi by 6 is equal to 0.75. Look at this diagram. Here 0.75. So we locate the point here 0.75 for the cos square of pi by 6. Then cos square of pi by 4 is 0.5. So we locate the point here like this. Then similarly for pi by 3 and pi by 2, we locate the point for cos square of t here. Now after that, draw a curve which passes through that point. Similarly, for n is equal to sin square of t, locate all the points here and draw a curve which passes through that point. Now we use the result for trigonometric interpolation. So we have the result n1 cos square of t plus n2 sin square of t for interpolation between two values n1 and n2. So here we consider the example n1 is equal to 1 and n2 is equal to 3. Now we put the values here, then we get the result n is equal to cos square of t plus 3 sin square of t here. Now we draw a trigonometric interpolating curve for these functions. So first we draw a table, find the values, and after that we will draw the curve here. So suppose this is my table. Again consider here the values for t parameter which lies between 0 and pi by 2. So these are the values. Then we find cos square of t like this. So these values we already computed. Then here we directly compute the answer for 3 into sin square of t. So in the previous table we already find all the values for sin square of t, then multiply with the 3 here, then you will get the number like this. Now here the important point is that n1 is equal to 1 and n2 is equal to 3. So these are the two interpolating values. So in the result, that means in the final answer also, your values lies between 1 and 3 only. So that is the important point. Remember these. Now we draw a curve here. Now according to table, we draw the diagram or we draw the curve for n is equal to cos square of t plus 3 sin square of t. So on the x axis we indicate the values for t parameter, and on the y axis we indicate the values for n parameter here. Now here for the curve, when t is equal to pi by 6, the point is 1.5 here. When t is equal to 0, the point is 1. So similarly we draw all the points here, and then we draw a curve which passes through that point. So this is the trigonometric interpolating curve here. Now in the next step, we find interpolating between two points. Suppose that these two points are having the coordinates x1 y1 and x2 y2. So here we use the result x is equal to x1 cos square of t plus x2 sin square of t, and y is equal to y1 cos square of t plus y2 sin square of t. Simply replace the value of n1 and n2 by x1 x2 and y1 y2 for generating the result for x and y here. Now consider the example. Suppose we want to find out the interpolating between the point 1 1 and 4 3. Then what will be the result here? Now put the values here x1 and x2. So x1 is equal to 1, x2 is 4. We get the result for x parameter as x is equal to cos square of t plus 4 sin square of t. Similarly, we get the result for y parameter. Y is equal to cos square of t plus 3 sin square of t. Now again for these two equations here, we first draw a table. That means we first find out the values, and after that we will draw a line here or we will draw a curve. So suppose this is the table. Consider the values for t parameter from 0 to pi by 2, and after that we will find out the answer for x and y parameter. So here I am directly finding the answer. That means x is equal to cos square of t plus 4 sin square of t. If you have calci, then find your answer with the help of calci. Otherwise refer the previous table. So here I computed the values. So important point is that x1 y1 is 1 1 and x2 y2 is 4 3. That means for the x parameter the values are 1 and 4 here. So whatever may be the range of the point that lies between 1 and 4 only, x1 and x2. Okay, so similarly for y1 and y2, y1 is equal to 1 and y2 is equal to 3. So whatever may be the range here, that range lies between 1 and 3. Now we draw a curve here. So on the x-axis we indicate the point from 0 to 5 here. Similarly on the y-axis we indicate the point 0 to 3 here. Now when t is equal to 0, so how will you draw the point here? When t is equal to 0, the value of x is 1 and the value of y is 1. So locate a point, x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. So suppose this is your point here. When t is equal to pi by 6, the value of x is 1.75 and the value of y is 1.5 here. So here we find the value 1.75 and 1.5. So this is my point. So here indicate the point at the point. That means t is equal to 0, t is equal to pi by 6, like this, and find out the values for x and y, and then draw that point and draw a line which passes through that point.